As a sobriety coach and an advocate of the alcohol-free movement, you might think that I would never buy alcohol. But actually, I do sometimes buy alcohol, and I want to tell you why I still buy alcohol. If you were to see me in the supermarket on occasion, or maybe even in a pub if I was out with friends, you might well witness me buying alcohol. Is that okay? Is that appropriate? Well, I think that's for each of us to decide. But the reason that I still buy alcohol is because I've got myself to a place where it really doesn't bother me. I know that I won't drink. I have no desire to drink alcohol. And I'm perfectly comfortable being around booze. It just doesn't bother me any longer. So if a friend or someone close to me asks me to pick them up a bottle of wine from the shop, or if I go to the bar and a friend wants a pint of beer, then absolutely, I'll buy it for them. I certainly wouldn't buy alcohol for myself, and I think it's very similar to the concept I previously shared about thinking like vegans. I truly believe that when we move into an alcohol-free lifestyle, we need to think just like vegans do. We should be proud of what we're doing. There's no need to feel ashamed or sad that we've lost something. Vegans don't sit in the corner crying because they can't have milk or dairy products. They're passionate about what they do. But equally, I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem if they were out and about and a friend asked them to pick up a pint of milk or to order them a burger while they were putting in an order at a restaurant. And that's the right attitude for me. That's what works for me. However, that may not work for you. And certainly in the early stages when I first stopped drinking, over the first couple of months, I put boundaries in place. I protected myself. I didn't want to be near alcohol. I didn't want to be anywhere that I might be tempted to drink. And that meant doing different things, not buying alcohol, not going out socially where I would be around people who were drinking. I did that to protect myself, and I recommend that to people that I work with, not to go to anywhere where they feel that they might be tempted or they might find themselves getting caught off guard. So take the time to put a plan together. It's all about learning what works for you right now. As you go forward on your journey, it just gets easier and easier. The cravings after a period of time just fade away. You don't have them anymore. You're not thinking about drinking ever. At all. I think about alcohol, but only in the context of the damage that it causes to people, and thinking about alcohol in the context of my work as a sobriety coach. I don't ever think about drinking alcohol. The last time I had a thought about drinking alcohol was probably 18 months ago. It was a fleeting thought, and I saw it for what it was. A thought, and that is it. And I learned early in this process to observe my thoughts. We have around 80,000 thoughts every single day. There's no need for us to get wrapped up in every thought that comes along. I'm sure you can think of thoughts that you've had that are completely random and you would never act upon them. Start to think of thoughts about alcohol in the same way. Try and imagine yourself sitting on the bank of a fast-flowing river. The fast-flowing water are all of those thoughts passing by right in front of you, because that's how many come over the course of a day. Around 80,000 of them every single day. Instead of getting in the water and getting washed away by your thoughts, try and sit back and just watch them. Know that some thoughts can try to get us to act. We can feel a strong emotional attachment to thoughts about alcohol. But if you can learn to sit back and just observe them in the knowledge that they always pass, that water always flows from one side to the other before passing off into the distance. When you realise that that happens every single time, and sure, sometimes it might take a bit longer for it to pass away completely, for it to totally fade, but it always does. Once you know that that happens, you claim back some of your power. You realise that actually there is no need to latch onto every single thought. You understand that just because you have a thought about something, it doesn't mean you need to act on it. And I took great strength in my own experience. I could feel inside when I was strong enough to return to places where alcohol was served, to put myself in social situations where there was a chance I might be tempted to drink. And a couple of months after I quit drinking, that was what I did. I started going out again and being around alcohol again. And to be honest, I've never really had a problem with pouring other people's drinks. Sometimes I'll even sniff them to remind myself of just how disgusting alcohol smells. And maybe you think it doesn't smell disgusting. That's okay, that's your journey. Just notice what's happening for you and notice how it changes over time. I also don't ever judge people who drink. I remember clearly how I was in that place for such a long period of time. I don't think it serves us in any kind of positive way judging others. Sure, at times I feel a little bit smug that I don't drink and I feel happy that I'm not going to have a hangover the next morning. I think that's okay. I think that's quite motivating to feel like that. But I certainly wouldn't look down on somebody because they drink. And I'll always give people help if they reach out to me and share anything I can that might set them up for success when it comes to changing the way that alcohol features in their lives. But I would never ram it down somebody's throat. I always think back to when I was a drinker, and if somebody had said to me that I needed to quit or I needed to change the way that I was drinking, I would have reacted in a hostile manner. It needs to come from within. I'm often contacted by people who are worried about their partner's drinking or the drinking of a loved one, and they ask me to help them. But until that person can see that change is necessary and they feel it within, they have that desire within themselves to make a change, then not a lot is going to change. We can tell them until we're blue in the face, but until they realise it themselves, they're never going to put one foot in front of the other. So I avoid any type of judgment or any type of preaching. And like I say, I have no problem buying alcohol. It's all around us, and I think trying to spend a lifetime avoiding it could actually lead to more pain. So I would rather just look it in the eye. I'm never going to drink it. I know that. Now, of course, you could say that buying alcohol as a sobriety coach for other people is in some respects enabling. I would never buy alcohol for somebody who I felt had a problem. If I believed somebody was dependent on alcohol or abusing alcohol, I think I would have to challenge myself as to whether it was the right thing to do, and I probably wouldn't do it. I've actually not been in that situation. The people who I have bought alcohol for are people who don't have a problem with it, who can moderate their drinking, who can take it or leave it. But maybe that challenge will come. And in fact, this is the first time I've even thought about that situation arising. So maybe it's something I need to give some further consideration to. So post a comment below. Would you still buy alcohol after you quit drinking? Do you still buy alcohol? Have you still bought alcohol, or does it make you feel really uncomfortable? Post a comment below and make sure you subscribe to the channel. There's new videos every Tuesday and every Thursday. When you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon too, and you'll get notified every time there's a new video. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video soon.